Hey everybody, and welcome to the Holotapes Weekly. This is episode 26. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan M. I'm joined by my co-host, Jordan B.
Hello.
And by our best friend, Caedo Genesis.
Hello, Caedo Genesis here.
Oh, you're not going to do like the full spiel about you being awesome, Caedo Genesis?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to.
Okay. If you guys don't know who Caedo Genesis is, and I don't know why you wouldn't, because presumably you've been watching all of our videos by now. Caedo
Or at
Genesis
least the
makes
last one.
Well, yeah, a lot of people watched the last one. But if you don't know who Caedo Genesis is, there's a link to his channel in the description down below. His channel is much better than 99% of YouTube. So there you go.
My Let's Play has begun.
Yes, your Let's Play has begun. We'll have a direct link to that Let's Play.
It's Fallout 3.
It is. It's wonderful.
For anybody who's, thinking it, I was, playing something else. No, it's Fallout 3.
Things that Jordan was going to say. What was I going to say, guys? So how's everybody doing today?
Good.
Wonderful.
Miss Jordan is back from her trip to Paris.
Yeah.
And she missed the entirety of the Bethesda conference.
Okay, but here's the best. Okay, so my significant other was kind enough to Snapchat the entire Fallout section to me. So, in like 10-second Snapchats.
Interesting.
With commentary, and that was interesting, but I appreciate the thought. I was really concerned when I woke up with like 57 Snapchats, thousands upon thousands of Twitter notifications.
Yeah.
Quite a few Facebook messages. So, but I did get to watch it a week later.
Hey Jordan,
What?
quit moving your mic around.
Shit.
I'm gonna have so much editing work with this episode already. So, again, we didn't get to hear your knowledge, but we did get to hear mine and Caedo's knowledge from the last week, where we were both very excited and we both sounded like little girls.
Yeah.
Agree? Yeah, pretty much. So, Jordan, why don't you share some of your thoughts before we get into some of the more recent announcements about the game? So, what did you think about the conference? What did you think? Was there anything you wanted to say?
I personally was amazed at how right I was, and shout out to the Kotaku leaks for like being actual leaks.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know that they're right on the money, but they were pretty damn close.
Pretty damn close, like frighteningly close. And I'm glad to see. I was very cautious about that voice protagonist thing, but you know what? I'm still kind of cautious, less cautious though. I'm warming up to the idea.
I think pretty much everyone is. I mean, Monty, who I remember at one point, Monty was super mad about the idea of a voice protagonist, and now he's just like, yeah, okay, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be interesting. I'm glad that they went through and they like actually didn't just like half-ass the voice acting, supposedly. But
well, I mean, if what we've seen already is any indication, it sounds very, very good. They did a really good job.
Yeah. Well, and with them recording multiple voices, that should be okay. Or not multiple voices, like a shit ton of
lines
names.
and stuff.
Yeah,
that'll definitely help. The name thing was awesome. Character creation, what did you think?
I, for one, am very excited about the idea that Fallout is just becoming The Sims post-apocalyptic. So, because, I mean, okay, so yeah, they have the drag and click and drag kind of Sims 4 character customization, and then you can build your own settlement, and it's like, yay!
Yeah.
That's
Tower
exactly
defense.
what I want.
Don't forget the tower defense part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. And then Caedo got our caravan idea right. I think, wasn't that you who came up with the idea, Caedo?
I think it was Caedo.
Yeah, I was just wanting something caravan related. I don't know how detailed it's going to be. They're probably going to go all out on that too. I don't know.
I think it'll be awesome. Even if it's just like a minor detail, it'll still be pretty cool. Just like the realism aspect.
At least supporting the caravanners in some way, because that's how it's going to work for the normal vendors.
Yep. Let's see what else. I wanted to give a big shout out to everybody who watched our video where we talked about it. And again, I'll put another link here or in the description where you can find it. But most viewed video for our channel.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, in a short amount of time. Holy crap, you guys! It's very, very awesome to see.
Yeah, I was pretty pumped about it. Because I think within like the first day it had like 700. I was like, ah.
Yeah, it was good. It was excellent. A lot of good comments, a lot of good questions and things like that, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the podcast. For now, let's go ahead and jump to this article here annotation. I'm going to add an annotation here, and it'll be in the link in the description as link number 1. And it was the first of the new announcements that I found, and it was an interview with Todd Howard. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a video of this one. It was all written down, and if there was a video, it only came in snippets. I'm sure that someone at E3 did actually take a video of it. It's just not up on YouTube as I can find yet. But it's all written down, and
Yay, okay.
anyways,
Is there a link to the other one in there?
there is a link to the other one.
It's not there anymore.
I can post it. But anyways, so the first thing that we want to talk about here is the dog can't die.
Thank God.
Jordan, no.
Now, we don't know if that could have been just a cryptic thing about dog meat being in every single Fallout game.
Okay,
Well,
that's a fair point, but like,
The legend of dog meat can't die.
No, that's not what they said. Because it was asked again on Twitter later, and Pete Hines gave somebody said, "Are you going to end up killing off the dog and making us all sad or something like that?" And Pete Hines said, "No, not at all."
that would be a dick move.
Yeah, and he
Or he could
said
be trolling. He knows how
could
to
be.
troll.
That's true.
He'd be like, no, the dog dies like within the first 2 hours. I think that would be great.
The dog dies saving your life.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I want to be able to kill that dog. That was literally the first thing I was going to do in the game. I was going to do the other thing that was announced was that Codsworth is going to be a companion. I was going to get Codsworth and team up with Codsworth to burn that dog to the ground.
You're
Well,
a terrible person.
I never said I was a good person, Jordan.
That's a good point.
It could be one of those really cool sequences, kind of like Metal Gear Rising with the part with Blade Wolf. I mean, Blade Wolf saves your ass several times, but ends up getting wrecked.
Yeah.
Still survives, but ends up getting wrecked.
Could be. Where it's just like the dog's hurt, it's no longer your companion.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
It would add more weight to the
I agree. I
storytelling.
definitely agree. But yeah, so the other thing that was announced, Codsworth can be a companion. Also wonderful. I think that was a lot of question on people's minds because it was so like it would be weird if he couldn't be a companion. It's the only item or person that you know that's still alive, basically. So it would be weird if he couldn't be your companion.
Yeah, if he just hung out in your old house the entire time.
Yeah. But they did say that at the beginning of the game, basically they give you the option of these two companions, the dog or Codsworth, and you can always come back and pick up the other one later.
Oh, okay.
So
I was
yeah,
gonna
no
say,
big deal.
What a terrible choice to make, like right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, it's not anything like it's not forced on you or anything like that. So, all right, next one is we are getting dynamic weather.
Oh yeah.
Again, we've never really seen it. The only real weather effects that we've seen were in New Vegas with Honest Hearts, where we got rain, which was cool. But I think that the biggest thing that we're having here is nuclear storms. So basically, these nuclear storms are going to be rolling across the wasteland, irradiating as it goes, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
And
That makes it slightly more realistic because that's what would happen in real life. But
Yeah.
No, absolutely, and I think that's something that we've talked about before, where we just want more uses for radiation, and I think this is a really good use of it.
Yeah, and more uses of anti-rad chems.
Yeah, I won't have a stack of 200 Rad-X and
Yeah,
right
there's
away.
like when you get to a certain point, like you just have too many.
Yeah,
Like enough to walk to Vault 87 without extra radiation resistance because you have so many anti-radiation chems.
yeah, it's a little extreme.
Yeah.
So, but I think that it's really cool. I think that we'll hopefully get some more information about exactly how that's going to work and things like that as the game comes out. And they said that it will also affect the local flora and fauna. I don't know how that's going to play. I don't know if it's maybe as the storm rolls in, like you can see plants dying off or something like that. But it would be really interesting to see. So that's good. They mentioned the color palette. They wanted to focus on more of a bright colors, but that don't worry, for those of you who did like the desolate wasteland feeling, the closer you get to the bombing sites, and they mentioned multiple, the more desolate and gray and brown it'll get.
Always nice to hear.
Yes, always good. But I think we're all very excited about this, the fact that we're actually going to get some colors.
just because, well, one, it'll look aesthetically better,
Yeah.
but more like blooming wasteland.
Blooming wasteland.
Well, I did
Jordan, fix your microphone.
be that way. Fight me.
Moving on from the imaginary person who suddenly her voice disappeared. Don't know who that was. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to cut as much of this as I thought I was. But Jordan just got home. She's still setting up her recording equipment at home. And this is your first recording back in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
So, still getting used to things. I'm just making fun of her.
Yep.
Because her microphone sucks. Hopefully it won't sound as bad after post-editing. Next thing. Anyways, the other thing that they announced was that the creation kit, or the GEC, like we do know for the older games, New Vegas and Fallout 3, will be not coming out at release, but will come early 2016.
Sweet.
Which is good. I think that we kind of knew that they were going to be giving out the creation kit, and that's great because, that's the best way to get mods, and they've already announced that mods are going to be coming to the Xbox One.
Well, yeah, they really can't, they can't be like, okay, mods are coming to consoles, and then be like, oh, you got to make them manually, all of them.
Yeah, that would be really, really frustrating.
Study up on your papyrus.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it'll be really cool to see what kinds of things will be there, especially now that modders can reach out to a community that maybe hasn't seen mods before.
Or the most they know about mods is just, there's some cheating and naked people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've definitely met people who are so console focused that they think that all mods are cheating.
Yep.
And that's definitely not true. There are a lot of them that enhance the game. I mean, Caedo, in your playthroughs that you're doing now, you have 2 mods that I think work really, really well.
Yeah, they do. Except for that one flicker thing that I was having trouble with, but...
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get glitches, but you get glitches in the regular game, too.
But it still adds immersion over that.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, the ones that you're using, specifically the what was it, free cam, something like that, where it places, or the head cam.
Enhanced camera, thank you.
Yeah. Where it helps to basically fix your camera so that way it's not so terrible. And also the graphical mod that you're using, which just enhances the graphics just slightly, looks wonderful.
Yep.
And it works wonderfully. Yeah, and it's not like you're getting like any super weapons from these 2 mods or anything like that. It's literally just fixing 2 things that kind of make the game look better.
Yeah, it's just visual enhancements. That's really all I really go for most of the time.
Yeah, which is good. And I think that, hopefully now, maybe if a lot of Xbox players, and they did say, we haven't really heard, and they haven't really announced it, but I think
they said that they were going to...
Maybe.
They said that the timetable for PS4 would be, I feel comfortable making one, but for it.
Okay, so basically what that tells me is that Microsoft is giving them a lot of tools. If they're so comfortable with it that they're not going to do PS4 until they're comfortable, that tells me that Microsoft
I've been pushing for it since God knows when.
Well, I think that they mentioned that they've been trying to push Microsoft for it since the original Xbox, which, I mean, wouldn't have been possible, I'll be honest. The original Xbox just didn't have enough processing power for a lot of that kind of stuff. I don't think. I'm really bad at technology, so don't trust my opinion. But
you and me both, man.
I think that what my brain was trying to say was that they've been trying to get this going for a long time, so I think that Microsoft has kind of finally said, you know what, we're mixing the Xbox One so much with Windows 10 integration, why not try something new,
Yeah.
And so I think that this would be a really, really good thing in the long run, and again, hopefully introduce a lot of new people to modding in general.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to the second sort of announcement thing that we are going to be talking about. It'll be linked to in the description down below, or this annotation right here in the corner. It'll be up in the left-hand corner of your screen. See it right there? It's kind of red. Yeah, okay. So there's a bunch of information on this page. We'll kind of just go through point by point. We'll talk about it. So first off is that they say Fallout 4 is so detailed and dense that even Todd Howard hasn't seen all of it. The director of the game has not seen all of the game. That's how big this is.
That's a pretty big game.
Yeah, incredibly large.
From a content creator standpoint, it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how you're going to make
Caedo, you're going to be so busy.
Yeah, so many guys.
Just wave goodbye to the rest of your life.
Yeah, how I said it, well, people will see in the Let's Play as well. I talk about it a little bit, but I'm going to do like little piecemeal guides for like stuff that I just discover, and then once we know all of them, then I'll do like
comprehensive. Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. But it just seems like there's just going to be so much that we're all just going to be in our rooms for days on end. I think that CD Projekt Red said that for The Witcher 3, you're going to need 200 hours or more in order to finish all of the quests. Now, the thing on Fallout 4 was they said that it could take up to 400 hours to complete all of the quests.
Yeah.
Which is blowing my mind. Another thing that they said is that the Fallout 4 will be using the same Radiant AI quest system that Skyrim was using, which a lot of people didn't like because it's a lot of it basically just generates a lot of fetch quests. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It does give you something sort of to look forward to.
Yeah, it adds to the lifespan.
Yeah. Let's see. So they talk about graphical horsepower provided by the new console generation gave them a lot of the ability to do the physics-based rendering and volumetric lighting to help create a lot of the new pretty things that we see in the new trailers and the gameplay and stuff like that. One of the other things they mentioned is that they're focusing more on a branching path narrative and overlapping instead of trying to rely on saves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that means that when you fuck up, there's an alternative to loading back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Via save.
Pretty much. And I think that's really cool. So, like, now it's not just like you failed the quest, it's over. It'll hopefully be like, well, you've kind of screwed the pooch on this one, so why don't you try and do it in this way? There'll always be a fallback plan, is basically what they're trying to say, is what it seems like they're saying, which is excellent. Let's see. Again, they mentioned the full weather system, which will spread radiation storms across the world, which is awesome. And with Fallout, another thing that they talk about here is that with Fallout 4, the team wants to bring more emotional resonance, which is why they chose to go for voice acting instead of a silent protagonist. Basically, so they've always focused more on player freedom and like player creation and having your own path. But in this game, they're trying to do both at the same time, which I don't blame them for. Making an open world game where you can create your own character and still have it be a very deep game is very hard to do.
Yeah.
And I think that if they can pull this off, then it really could be the game that is at all of our heads.
Yeah, making an open world game with the outcomes you would expect from an open world game. I mean, it's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong for the devs, but from what you would expect from an open world game, having a deeply involved storyline, yeah, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. So here's one of the points that they make that was really interesting to me. So they said that combat is receiving a huge overhaul. Bethesda did consulting with id Software, which is another one of Bethesda's one of the companies that Bethesda owns. They also hired some Bungie talent to help them with the remodel. So basically, it's a new built from scratch shooting system where you can still use Vats, you can still play in first or third person, but it's going to play a lot more like a modern shooter.
Which is great.
It is great. I think that we all agree that Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were not...
I think that that'll be in a lot of new people.
Yeah, hopefully. But I think that it's going to be really interesting to see how it's going to work on a point-to-point basis.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, we can go back to Call of Duty, where you can't deny that Call of Duty has some very, very good shooter mechanics.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how you feel.
The god of shooters.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about...
It's the lead in shooters.
Yeah. If you want to talk about a franchise that knows how to do gunplay, it's Call of Duty. And I think that if you can come even close to approaching how the mechanics of that work in this game, it would be amazing.
By far.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. One of the things I noticed is, since Bethesda gains influence based on what they've done before, Skyrim included, we saw that with the building customization stuff, but in the combat, seeing the enemies / adversaries getting, kill or attack animations on your character, similar to the kill moves in Skyrim, is going to be like that little extra flair, I think, aside from Vats, that'll make it,
Yeah, it'll definitely
more
help.
interesting to watch.
Hopefully.
Oh, it better be.
And we did see that, there's going to be some new critical stuff, and I think that that's pretty cool. They mentioned here Vats has some overhauls. It's no longer completely freezes time. It's a slowing down of time, and we talked about that in our last video as well. But critical shots are no longer random. There is a critical bar that builds up based on your luck and how you're doing things at the time. There are perks that can change how quickly or slowly that bar fills up, and then you can choose when to use a critical.
Thank God it's no longer random.
Yeah. I mean, critical should have some element of randomness, and hopefully they'll do that with how much the bar goes up and down just on a point, like on a battle-to-battle basis.
It's like a limit break in Fallout.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's pretty cool.
It is.
But, I guess we'll see how that kind of works out. We did see that there was a really cool critical on the mole rat in one of the gameplay videos, which is kind of cool. And again, it goes back to that whole, you were talking about animations, Caedo, and hopefully we'll see some cool death animations and more player-created critical animations. I don't know how that's going to work with guns, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So.
But, I mean, a lot of the stuff, like even the melee kills, there was very few melee kill things, but those look like they were substantially, changed.
Prettier. Yeah.
A lot nicer aesthetically and satisfying to look at.
Yeah, and mentioning that pistol whip that we saw in the gameplay footage as well, that you were super excited.
Hell yeah.
So along with combat, they're tweaking the way that auto-scaling works with leveling. So now they're going to have more of a rubber banding feature. There's some areas where it'll go from level 5 to 10 depending on your area, and there's some areas where it's going to be locked at 30. So there will be some areas where you can't just go. It's not going to be like New Vegas where if you know what you're doing, you can kind of jump into Quarry Junction and still kind of sneak around and kill a couple Deathclaws even at level 1. It's not going to be like that anymore. You're going to die if you try that in the new game. Hopefully, but that's what they're trying to get at.
That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having places that you shouldn't go to early on should always be a thing.
Yeah.
Like Navarro in Fallout 2, for example. Surrounded by Enclave patrols. You need a hell of a lot of luck or outdoorsman skill to get there.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you're looking for an example in the more modern games, it would be like you getting to New Vegas at level 1. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
I have a guide for that.
Look up Caedo's guide for that. That's good.
It's the implant rush. So you can get the intelligence implant before you level.
Before you level?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go and look at
That's impressive.
I'm gonna go and have to look.
It's actually really easy. It's almost as easy as just going to Rivet City in Fallout 3.
Always good.
Yeah.
Or just, you could do the really jerk thing and just go straight to Smith Casey's garage.
Yeah, that too.
I did that on accident once.
Been considering that for the Let's Play, but I kind of just want to progress normally. Let's skip half the story.
Here's the thing, is that they allow you to do that, and if you just come across it randomly, like, I bet you there's a guy out there who played the game for his first time, ended up coming across Smith Casey's garage, and thought that that's just how the game progressed.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised by that at all.
Even though if they had the main quest marker on, it would be, like, all the way across the DC Wasteland.
Yeah, but, sometimes you just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't.
Yeah.
I look for red clips.
I wonder if that's actually going to be in Fallout 4. I wonder if they're going to change that a little bit, or if it's going to stay the same.
From what I saw, it showed height of targets.
Oh, don't know how I feel about that. It was always kind of interesting, like if you were in a building and it was like, you need to go to this exact point, but it was pointing you in like the opposite direction where you thought you needed to go because it was trying to get you to go upstairs.
Yeah.
I always thought that was interesting. So if it's going to show height now, that might be disappointing. Hopefully that's only on the main quest and not like on side quests. Or maybe you can turn it off.
No.
That would be nice to be able to turn it like completely off.
What were you talking about, Caedo?
Enemies.
Whether
they're going to be above or below you.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. As long as it's not objectives. But yeah, Jordan, it would be really cool if you could turn it off. Hopefully that's, again, hardcore mode. If hardcore mode comes back, we haven't heard anything about that yet. Hopefully that'll be an option, is to turn part of the HUD off as part of the hardcore mode.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Bethesda's proprietary Radiant AI system comes back. So that'll be used to drive your random encounters, if people are going to show up at your town, if raiders are going to attack, yada, yada, yada. So people will come to your settlement on their own, the settlements that you can build. Very exciting. There are also others that you have to find and recruit. Doesn't mention how you recruit them. Might be through a quest, might be through money, might be through faction favor, karma, whatever. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's going to be a long few months.
It is.
Some of us.
I think it's starting to get to the point. So here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that, and again, we're not even done with all these points that are on these two things that all got announced. I am worried that it's already getting to the point that I can't look at information anymore. I feel like we're going to start getting story information and information that I don't want yet, because I want to be surprised by some things in the game.
Yeah.
Right, you don't want to have to deal with spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
Before the game comes out.
Exactly.
But there is one thing I will be playing before Fallout 4.
Fallout Shelter?
Wasteland 2.
No, I don't have a phone that would run it. I don't want one. Unless it had a PC port, then I'd play it.
They said an Android and PC port could come in as little as 2 months.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend money on a phone just to get Fallout Shelter. Sorry.
Random fact of the day, Fallout Shelter is actually so processor intensive that an iPad mini will shut down rather than run it.
That's great.
Because that's what I've been attempting.
So anyway, I'm going to get Metal Gear Solid 5 soon after it comes out, and that's September 1st. So
yeah, well, that's good.
I'll have a couple months to play around with that before the big bomb drops, as it were.
No, I'm still not gonna get it. That being said,
yeah, me either.
Don't play a lot of Metal Gear. So you've been trying to play it on an iPad Mini too, Jordan?
Yeah, I've been trying. Hold on, Kate. What do you play? What does Granny have? What my grandmother has like an actual, because we have 2 iPads at the house. One's a mini and one's just like I don't know what generation iPad, but it's a regular iPad, and that one runs it absolutely fine. But the mini constantly shuts down. Like you have to restart it all the damn time for it to work.
I actually can't get past the first loading screen without it shutting down on the iPad Mini. I've been trying. But that's the only piece of Apple equipment that's in my house. So
yeah.
So tell us what kind of fun stuff you've done, because we haven't.
Oh, okay. So I guess. Pretty much the entirety of my vault was killed off by rad roaches. So fuck that. But no, it's fun. It's like I don't know, like the virtual villagers kinds of games, except occasionally I'm attacked by raiders and rad roaches and various other horrible things. Fires.
Seems like a good game.
It's fun and addicting, but like in the way that like Candy Crush is addicting, not in the way that like
it's addicting like an app would be.
Yeah, it's a middle-aged mom game, and
and you're neither.
Yeah, but it's so much fun, and also I play Candy Crush, so at this point, I mean, getting there.
I suppose we should give a minute to give a shout out to Bethesda for creating a game that actually did beat Candy Crush in sales.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's very
in
good.
Your face, Candy Crush.
Also, shout out to Bethesda for turning a whole bunch of people into casual gamers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Great job.
All right, well, let's move on and go ahead. So the way that caravans work is you'll see all of your settlements in your Pip-Boy, and you can actually choose where the caravans are going from the Pip-Boy. And since basically what you're going to be doing with the caravans is they're going to be sending supplies between different settlements. So let's say this settlement has more of a resource that another settlement needs. You can send a caravan over to help supply.
Yeah. I would guess it's like the supplies that you work with when you like build the settlement itself. Like one sends produce to the other, and the other sends like metal.
Yeah, I would assume that's how it works.
Yeah.
They did show that you can build some sort of farm or something like that, so I'm assuming that that'll probably be a resource, food and water and things like that.
Of course, got to have the water caravans. Got to have the water theme.
Yep. So as we saw in the gameplay footage that there was actually we saw it in the trailer first, I guess. We see an airship, gunship, that you can call with a flare and hop on the gun turret and fly around and shoot at enemies below you. So that's a mode of transportation that they're introducing to the game. But they're not doing anything like cars or anything like that. That's just, there are going to be a few other modes of transportation, but they're not going to be anything ground-based is basically what they're saying.
And we have confirmed sprinting.
Excellent.
So happy about that.
I think that Skyrim did... it was awesome to finally have sprinting in Skyrim, so I think that hopefully it'll do really, really well in Fallout 4 as well. And hopefully,
it's just using straight up AP. Like that's probably one of the simplest ways to do it.
Yeah, and I think that that's basically what everybody expected if they did ever introduce sprinting, was that they were going to use AP.
That's what all the sprint mods used.
Yeah, and it makes sense because AP draws from your agility, and what in the description of endurance now that we saw during the gameplay footage. Endurance now changes how much AP is used per second while sprinting.
Yeah.
So that absolutely makes sense.
And it may have to do with the jetpack usage as well.
Yeah, it looked like jetpack usage was drained your AP, which would make sense. So like instead of being able to sprint in power armor, which wouldn't make sense, you can hit the sprint button and fly around with jetpack.
I just like how AP is returning to be like a universal stat.
Yeah, it's nice.
I really like that.
It's nice, and it's definitely a callback to Fallout 1 and 2, where you used AP for everything.
Everything in combat, yeah.
Yeah. So it'll actually give me a reason to put my agility up to beyond 2 or 3, maybe.
Right?
Why don't you put it beyond 2 or 3? You really should.
Because I mean, listen, Caedo. I'm a bitch, which means I play on very easy, which means I don't fight a lot.
I'm glad
That's
you're
very difficult.
finally coming to terms with the fact that you're a bitch.
I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think so. You don't give yourself enough credit. But on the other hand, agility raises your maximum AP, and you should use it more. And also New Vegas, it increases your run-walk speed by a little bit each point.
I've never seen enough of a change in that. That was a problem that I had with New Vegas. Is like it said that it went up, and it does increase your speed slightly, but it wasn't enough for me.
They're small percentages,
Yeah.
if at all. But then, of course, get travel light, and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, as long as you're not wearing power armor.
Yeah, I don't wear power armor.
All right, more
I'm too
points.
cool for it.
Workshop system, super deep. They mentioned that in guns you will have scopes, muzzles, barrels, stocks, grips, and more. Not only that, but if you already have a weapon that you've built, you can scrap it and pull it apart and use those parts for a new weapon.
Heck yeah.
So it's not like parts just disappear the second that you use them, which is awesome.
I wonder if weapon degradation for repair will still be there, since they went so all in with the customization stuff.
I would assume as such, and I would assume that there would be parts that you can add to your gun that will make it so that way it degrades slower, and parts that will make it so it degrades faster.
Yeah, or do like a
like-
varnish for bladed weapons.
Yeah, that could be it.
Or even
That'd be
like
cool.
so that some mods would be higher quality than like
Yeah.
you obviously have your choice about like which ones to mod together, but like using Wonder Glue versus using duct tape, one's
Okay.
going to degrade faster. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know if they would go into that much detail, but because it would be
That would be cool though.
Yeah, it would be, but it would be like all of the miscellaneous items having
Yeah.
this amount of degradation, and that would be a lot of work. I mean, they've already put a shit ton of work into it, but yeah.
Yeah, I would guess that it's not going to be on every item. I would guess that it's just going to be on the weapons. And especially, like, if there isn't degradation, I'm interested to see what they're doing with repair in
Yeah.
general. And hopefully they'll do something really cool with it.
And I believe I had mentioned it before, our last Super Fallout 4 awesome cast, the unique weapons, wondering if you can break those down into unique parts to put on other weapons.
That'd be interesting. That'd be really interesting.
Or combine multiple unique weapons. That would be sick.
That would be sick. Oh my god.
Unique Fat Man with a unique laser rifle. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Superheated
Fat Man with a laser guidance system.
or even superheated mini nukes
Oh, dude.
that explode with nuclear lava. Let's do it.
Jordan, what the
What is
hell
this,
are
Ratchet
you
and Clank?
smoking?
Maybe. I think it'd be fun, Jordan. Don't bash my dreams.
I'm thinking of all of these really strange scenarios that you could come up with that are physically impossible.
So again, in this leak, they talk about Howard has confirmed the dog will not be killed off in a cruel fashion, but you should expect to see quite a few companions. They mention again how mods are coming to Fallout 4, and full modding tools will be available early 2016. After PC gets their creation tools, the Xbox One will see access to the creations.
And from what I saw too, they're hoping for PS4 support as well. Hoping.
Yes, at some point. In fact, once modding is thriving on these two platforms, Bethesda hopes to work on extending this content to PlayStation 4 as well, but Howard wasn't comfortable putting a timetable on that.
Yeah.
Should mention the voice actors have been revealed.
Oh, have they?
Oh shit, really?
Yes. You guys didn't know that?
No, I had no
No.
idea. Who
Very
are they?
recent. I think it was like just yesterday or something like that. Anyway, Courtney Taylor is going to be the female voice actor. She was numerous voices in Fallout New Vegas, including Gloria Van Graff, Miss Hostetler, just a bunch of other random NPCs. One that you may recognize, though, is in Knights of the Old Republic, she was Juhani. In Mass Effect 2, she was Jack. And
I feel like I'm looking at the wrong Courtney Taylor because all it brought up was porn.
it's a weird spelled Courtney. It's Cortenay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's pretty cool. And who's the male?
The male is Brian T. Delaney, and he's just a straight up actor. Like, he's acted in movies and such.
He has been in Total Recall, Jersey Girl, and Universal Signs are his most notable movies. that are listed here.
Less notable being Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Yeah. He was also in the Wreck-It Ralph video game, the Sonic Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed video game, and the Disney Infinio video game. So he was the voice of Wreck-It Ralph in the video games.
Oh, sweet.
So
I like how the player character in 4 currently is being called the Soul Survivor.
the Soul Survivor. It does have a really cool ring to it.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's what he is, too. Or he
Yeah.
or she is. Awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I wanted, we'll come back to the Soul Survivor thing. The only thing that I want to mention really quick was, if you do play on a modern version of the game, it will now automatically save a copy of your save file before you started those mods. So that way, if there's any problem with the mod, your pure state of the game will be preserved.
Good. I'm so glad.
Yes. For those of you who are worried about it, I'm assuming because they're just trying to make mods more accessible to the Xbox crowd, which makes sense to me.
For any of you that are new to modding, I wanted to do a little disclaimer on that. For any of you that are new to modding, every time you apply a mod to your game and then you play, any saves you make, basically write that mod to the save too. So you remove the mod, there may be a higher chance of crashing because the mod's no longer there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, that's why like stability seems to get progressively worse as you continue modding your game. If you're playing the same save, because if you're adding and removing mods, like the save remembers all of them. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Good disclaimer.
That's why they're doing the save beforehand thing.
Excellent. Other than that, Soul Survivor. I really do like that name. A lot of people are saying it sounds more quote-unquote epic than the other names of the player characters.
I don't know, man. The Chosen One.
Okay,
When
yeah.
you introduce yourself as the Chosen One, oh man.
Well, let's see. We had the Vault Dweller, the Chosen One, the
Lone Wanderer.
Lone Wanderer, the Courier, and the Soul Survivor now. Or supposedly the Soul Survivor. We don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll see in-game, but that's what people are calling him now. But, I mean, out of all those, I think the Chosen One is definitely, yeah.
I mean, people think you're don't quite have a full brain, as I don't right now.
Maybe, Caedo. Maybe people will not have a whole brain.
Yeah, the Chosen One. Yeah, there's a couple dialogue options where
No.
NPCs are just like, you're special, aren't you?
Yeah. I remember that was a big thing, especially if you didn't have, if you weren't really well known.
Or you had a low intelligence character on top of that. It was great.
Yeah. But other than that, the only thing that we really wanted to do today is we want to go through a couple of these comments and questions on our latest video that we did with Caedo. Again, annotation here up in the left-hand corner. You can see it there in red. But it was our Fallout 4 E3 breakdown super video monstrous thingamajig
Discussion thing.
discussion thing.
I did the
That
video
was all
editing,
painful.
by the way.
Yeah, you did the video editing.
Yeah, okay.
Caedo did the video editing. I did the audio editing.
Yep.
Did I not make that obvious enough?
Combo work. High five.
Awesome. Internet high five. Excellent. So let's see. Few of the things that people were talking about. Somebody said how their wallet is going to be dying. I'm sorry about that. Between
Yeah.
Fallout 4, Dishonored 2, Doom 4, XCOM 2, everything is just going to be...
Oh yeah, freaking XCOM 2 also. Holy crap, I got a lot of stuff to play.
New Mass Effect that was announced. New Gears of War coming out.
Deus Ex,
Deus Ex. God, too much.
the best E3 ever.
Yeah. It was definitely the best E3 in a couple of years. This one wasn't quite as boring as it has been in the last few years. I mean, there's been some good game announcements and things like that, but I think that we ran into a problem in the last couple of years where there just wasn't big developments, I guess.
Well, that's
Yeah.
because everyone was working on something.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I guess that all of that work came through this year.
Oh yeah, at least for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna speak for Nintendo.
I'm sorry, Nintendo what? I don't know what that is.
who is this? You say Nintendo? Not familiar.
Nintendo, is that a type of chicken nugget?
I think it's a new social media.
Oh, maybe. But we as YouTubers do not mention the Nintenders. Okay, so let's go through some of these comments on our latest video from both mine and Caedo's channel. On our video, Alex Wood asks, do you think the Brotherhood are the evil power in the game, as the video shows the player character taking some out, like the Enclave were at Fallout 3?
Well, you definitely can kill them. That's all I I mean, there's a pretty good chance that they're not the good guys, but at the same time, I'm not going to say anything's definitive.
No, I don't think that we can say anything definitively, but I mean, it doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
I feel like
yeah.
they are the Midwestern, so it would be
Wait,
similar to the Midwestern Brotherhood of Steel.
Wait, do you think that they're going to be the Midwestern Brotherhood, or do you think it's going to be Lions Pride?
They
would
could
be
be.
probably.
I don't think it's going to be Lions
No,
Pride.
I bet you they're what Lions Pride broke off of.
I think that you both are fucking insane. First off,
What?
it's obviously got to be the Lions Brotherhood, right? They're the ones who are closest. They're right in D.C. And Madison Lee, who had worked with the Brotherhood, was moving to Boston.
Yeah, but their ideals completely changed. It could be like you see the outcasts in Fallout 3, and that's more along the lines of how the Brotherhood actually was towards people.
Yeah.
And they're douchebags. So we might be encountering something similar to that, rather than help the people.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm worried about it.
But of course, you could probably still throw technology at them, and they'll give you stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Always a good thing.
Or shoot said technology at them and take theirs too.
I mean, you could if you're a jerk.
However you want to do it. It's gonna be open world. Do what you want.
I'm gonna kill everything.
Is that gonna be your first run through? Is a kill everything run?
No, that's not how you know. You play the game properly the first time, and then the second time you kill everything.
No. You do an eat everything run, including people.
Eat everything run.
Do you know how to Fallout?
Hopefully the cannibalism perks come back.
Yeah.
People were mentioning that on the pre-order site. When you pre-order the Pip-Boy edition, you're getting a poster with it, and in the picture you can see part of the poster. The poster lists all the perks that are in the game, and you can see a couple of recognizable perks. Animal Friend, Commando were some of the ones that I noticed. But there were a couple on there that I couldn't really identify, so we're definitely getting new perks that will hopefully be really cool.
Oh, absolutely. Especially if like perks and skills are being fused.
Oh, don't hurt my heart like that, Caedo.
Okay.
I think we do need to talk about that again, though.
Do we?
Yeah. Do you guys think there are going to be skills in the game?
I would hope so.
It doesn't show any possibility really from what we've seen, unless they're just hiding it. I don't see why they would.
It could just be a completely revamped version.
Well, that's basically what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying that basically skills are going to be combined into perks. Like they're going to be one thing. So instead of having like a 1 through 100 skill level of science, you would have a perk level 1 through 10 science as perks.
That seems like so overpowered in a way, I guess. Because at that point you're not like just improving your science, you're improving your science and something else.
Well, in the customization screen, we saw Science and Gun Nut, and they were different ranks.
Yeah.
In the crafting screen.
That's true.
So my guess would be that experience goes directly into the perk, and it ranks up progressively, as if you would, level up, but instead leveling up a perk instead, and then maybe you'd be able to, like, by the time you hit level 2, you would be able to gain another perk and then level that. I mean, something. I don't know.
I don't know about that. I was thinking more along the lines of you level up, it gives you 3 perk points, and now there's let's imagine there's 400 perks now, all not necessarily all different perks, but there could be science 1 through 10 that you have.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And so you could have 3 perk points. So if I really wanted to get science up really fast, I just boom, 3 perk points in science right away.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
And so every level you'd get 3 perk points or whatever. And that'd be really cool, which would be interesting because that would explain why they changed intelligence around a little bit.
Yeah, I mentioned it last time too. Once they start adding more stuff to a game series, they need to simplify other things to still leave it playable for people.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm not sure about a leveling system being changed dramatically, but if there's a lot of other things that can overshadow that, building settlements and stuff like that, I mean, some things need to be simplified.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up like Warframe.
Yeah, or
you
Evolve
get everything thrown at you at once.
Yeah, it's a little too much. There's some games that are like that. But I mean, I'm glad that they didn't change the special system. I mean, that's been something that's been pretty constant throughout the series. And honestly, I don't see how you could simplify that any further.
Yeah, maybe they found a way to do it. We will find out.
We will. But other than that, Janine L on YouTube on our video mentioned that.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
I talked to her literally 2 days ago. So.
Oh, well, there you go. She wants to see more cool vault. She says maybe we'll see some cool vault actions as well with other people dying. You're a terrible person.
I hope so.
Also,
Lots of
did I say
dying.
Janine again instead of Jenny?
Yes, you did.
Mother of a baby.
Gross.
What? Mother of a baby? That's gross? Okay.
I don't like children.
You don't like...
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, I don't blame you. I don't like... I don't like animals, so I guess that's a trade-off. People mention that if the arena is going to be there again, kind of like the Thorn, that they're asking if maybe the girl that you see there, or maybe the head of it, it'll be another Thorn situation where, like Red Lucy, there are romantic interests that you can have. There are a lot of people speculating that there might be a relationship system. How would you guys feel about
Like
that?
Dragon Age style relationship system?
Nobody really.
Skyrim. It's entirely possible.
Yeah. I mean, you can get married at
I'm
Skyrim.
hoping for a little bit better than Skyrim.
Well, they advance every time they make a game. You know.
Yeah, and especially now that you have a
That's
settlement. Especially now that you have a settlement, it would make sense to have.
In Skyrim, you could build a house, and I could
Multiple
build
wives.
a full frickin' settlement, or multiple settlements.
Yeah.
You kind of see the progression of Bethesda just by seeing their previous work.
So I'm curious as to, here's something that I'm worried about with settlements. Could I potentially just run around and build a settlement immediately right out of the gate and run into all the settlement plots? So let's say there's a total of 5 settlements that you can build. Could I just run to all 5 settlement plots really quick and build settlements and then like build up just from there and just play that and then be way overpowered before the game even starts?
I feel like there would be requirements above just, harvesting what's around.
Yeah.
And also they're going to have that rubber banding leveling system, like you said, or leveled area system. You may have to walk through a highly irradiated or highly populated by death claws or some such creature area to get to the next settlement spot.
I mean, that'd be terrifying.
It'd be fun.
I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm just saying I'm scared.
Okay.
You should be.
I'm a little baby and I'm scared. Let's see some of the other comments that you got on your version of the video, Caedo. Somebody said Caedo is so cool. What a cool guy. Such good content. Why isn't he president of YouTube's?
Yeah, I think this guy named Jordan said that.
I didn't say that. What? It wasn't me. How dare you? Somebody said he's excited because he can make Nigel Thornberry.
Oh my god. Don't do it.
Well, they do show a guy in the gameplay trailer that looks a lot like Nigel Thornberry. That was Akiro Harnesses on YouTube on Caedo's video who mentioned Nigel Thornberry. That'd be interesting. I wonder, I mean, we've seen a little bit about the character creation, and we've seen that you can sculpt a little bit. I'm curious as to how far out that sculpting is going to allow you to go.
Yeah, if you could just make like a putty face character, kind of like you could in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Which was gross, and why would you?
I mean, because theoretically, let's say they make it so that way everything goes up slightly in increments. That way you're not supposed to be able to make like a really, really long nose unless you were to sit there for 20 hours. But there's going to be that guy who sits there for 20 hours, makes a nose that's a mile long, and then he's going to play the game like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious about what the limits are going to be on it and how far we're going to be able to go.
And then they're going to have updated physics where like anything his nose runs into, like he ragdolls 20 feet away.
I need a mod for that the second that the GEC comes out, please.
Yeah. No, every time your character lies, the nose grows. The Pinocchio mod. Do it. Somebody do it.
Let's see. I'm looking for some of the other ones here.
The laser rifle is in Fallout Shelter.
The laser rifle is in Fallout Shelter. That is awesome.
It is indeed.
That is awesome. No doubt it's not related to the music video and stuff like that. It would be cool.
Probably not, but it's still a cool callback to Fallout 3.
It is cool because there's a lot of like other characters you can get as vault dwellers and stuff like that, including Eulogy Jones, which is not somebody I'd want in a vault with me, but whatever.
No, not at all. Three Dog, Eulogy Jones, and Moira Brown are some of the people that I've heard.
Yeah.
I acquired Star Paladin Cross.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm one of my favorite people that I'd want in a vault.
As for that Wazer Rifle comment about how they mentioned it was in Fallout Shelter, shout out to Darian Adam.
Yeah, Darian Adam. We hear you.
Yeah. Let's see. We're literally just going through some comments here and seeing what everybody has to say and things like that. But it looks really good. It's basically what it comes down to. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people have a lot of different things that they could do.
There's the one from AJS Beast.
That's actually the one I was just about to mention. You go ahead.
Okay. I think if you got to change your race, what they should do, for example, if you wanted to be a ghoul, you would use a radiation cursor that would erode their flesh like a ghoul has, and after that happens, the marks would regenerate to a healthy character, and ghoulification wouldn't take effect until after the bombs drop.
That'd be...
Oh, that's complicated, but it would be cool.
That would be cool.
But probably not very fitting with the plot.
No, probably not.
Maybe they could have some sort of wound/heal visibly system, which would be neat.
That would be awesome. Imagine getting shot in the arm and you use a stim pack and your character actually puts the stim pack in the area around the wound, and then you see like the wound slowly like heal a little bit, and then you wait 24 hours and it's gone.
I wouldn't doubt it because there is more first-person animation shown in the gameplay. So,
but would it have a hit detection system like that? I mean, obviously they have a hit detection system already where it's like you get hit in the leg, you're going to get a crippled leg, stuff like that. But what if, like, will it be so forward as to say, like, if I use a stim pack, there might be a first-person animation where I put the stim pack next to the wound?
Could be.
I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm still curious about what's stim packs. If somebody can give me some information about that, that'd be great. But anyways, I mean, it doesn't look like we're going to get races, at least not immediately. So we'll see. I'm very excited about DLC for this game, though, because I think that we're going to get a lot of really cool stuff. I'm excited about mods because I will finally be able to play mods on the Xbox One where I'm not such an idiot. I kind of know what I'm doing on the Xbox One versus on the PC. I have no idea. So that's pretty cool. And other than that, I think that's it for today.
I think so. I don't really have anything else to say.
Caedo, you have anything else to say?
I enjoy Joshua Dimayuga's, I hope I pronounced that right, comment. Not sure if anyone noticed, but when Todd Howard was modifying guns, there was an option to rename it just like Skyrim let you rename your weapons. And he says, finally, I can bring back the fingerer.
Excellent.
Nice.
Joshua, congratulations. Your gun, the fingerer, has officially been mentioned in a video. Soon it will be immortalized in song, in a statue, and in a painting. I need fan art.
Are you going to sing? Okay.
I need fan art.
Yeah, if you want to make some banners, they will gladly accept banners.
Well, I was talking about guns, but that works too.
A banner with guns.
A gun with banners.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, and shout out to one Miss Katie for a bunch of fan art that she sent us. Check it out. This image right here that's going to be inserted into the video. They're cool. There's a lot of 50s styles posters and stuff, and they're very, very cool. But other than that, that's it for today. So thank you, Jordan and Caedo, for joining me today. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, me, for joining me today. Thank you, me. I appreciate it. Bye.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Jordan.
Bye.